Start your day the joyful way. It's your weekday morning talk show inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes. And now here's your host, the Queen of Joy herself, Jessica Dugas. The Queen of Joy is here. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is Friday, February 11th, 2022, and I am joyful to tell you this morning that we are still in Aquarius season. Listen, I apologize ahead of time for the intranet today. It is what it is. It is what it is, and I thought I had it fixed yesterday, right? I thought I had it fixed yesterday morning, and it looks great and wonderful on my end, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is actually great and wonderful. I'm trying to find the joy in it, but it is very frustrating when I am live and it's like it's good now, and then I see it start to drop, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So listen, if anybody's watching out here that is with Xfinity, y'all need to fix your stuff. Fix your stuff today. Divine DNA is here this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Miss Anne Marie is here this morning. Good morning. It's good to see you this morning. We'll see you in the comments, lots of stuff bringing me joy today. I've got some nostalgia. We got some Flashback Friday happening this morning in our social media. I keep feeling like I'm going to sneeze, you guys. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to get myself together. And so I've got some Flashback Friday for you today in the segment for social media. And I have some Fluffy Friday for you if she comes back to her area. We moved, I shared before. Oh, super excited. Let me go back to my rundown first. Fluffy Friday. And I've also got a Black History segment for you today. And of course, we will finish the show with some birthdays. So, very excited because my husband's starting his new job today. Yes. And he's working from home. So we actually, that's why I'm on this side of the office now. My husband is over here. And I see his whole little area. We got him with a whole area set up, and it's going to be nice to share this space with him. We're both doing obviously completely different things, but it'll be really cool to have him home all the time now. And he's got himself all set up, and his whole orientation is all day today. So congratulations to everybody who's starting today for orientation in the Rock family of companies. I'll be more on that and what he's doing and all of that stuff to come in the coming weeks. We're going to see, let him get through school because he's at a whole couple of months worth of school to start out. But we're super excited. Thank you so much, Donnell and Angelique. I think it's Angelique that usually comes on Divine DNA page, but you can correct me if that's not the case this morning. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Angelique since she's on my mind this morning, because I asked, for some assistance this month, because I really wanted to make sure to do something for Black History every episode. And, I can go find stuff, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's everything that's out there. I'm one person, right? And so going back to, yes, it's her, Angelique. Yes. Okay, good. Then I can talk directly to you. It's just me and you. We've shared already. We don't know what we don't know, right? And so Angelique has been amazing and continually sending me little clips and articles and groups and all of this stuff that I didn't know. And then some things, explaining things that I was aware of, but just didn't know the origins of or something like that. And so she's been amazing in providing me Black history information. So thank you so much, Angelique, for doing that. And it has opened my eyes to a lot of different groups and social media pages. And remember when we had the whole chat about, controlling our own social media and how it is really defined by the things that we are looking at and looking for, because that's how the algorithm works. When you start talking about something, chatting about something, commenting about something, looking at certain things, you see more of that. And I'm getting more Black history stuff in my feed now because I'm going to look for that. And so we can't, if we want to see more things, we have to participate in more things. If we want to not be blind about certain things in history, we need to go looking for those things, and then the algorithm will naturally show us more things. And so I'm getting a lot of that now. I came across a great Instagram page this morning of different, it's just little snippets, not hard to digest. Okay. Little snippets of things. And so it's fantastic. I'm really thankful that Angelique has been helping with that and opening my eyes to a lot of things, and excited about to share something else I found this morning that is local Black history as well to where I am here in Florence, Alabama. I shared a little bit from the John Coffey Cemetery, and slave grave or cemetery, and all of that, that is over here in Florence, Alabama, near the Walmart. And Walmart actually helped raise the money to turn it into a monument, a place of, where you can go visit and has a sign and everything else now. So, really excited to share about my segment this morning as well, because it is local to me and all of that. I would love for you, if you are joining us live this morning, to go over to the comment section, share what's bringing you joy or gratitude today. Let us know where you're joining from. You can also head over to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button to share a moment of joy or gratitude live on air. I would love to have you here this morning. Over in the comment section, we do have Angelique, we have Anne Marie, and for some reason, my comments are not, it's not letting me scroll. So if y'all will make a couple comments and see if it'll let me scroll, I would really appreciate that. And you're so welcome, Angelique. I love you so much. Okay. So lots bringing me joy this morning. I am joyful that my husband is starting his job. I am joyful that we swallowed our pride, we humbled ourselves, and we asked for help back when he lost his job a couple months ago now. It's been going on 2 months, 3 months. And it's interesting because when we were back in last year, when we had COVID. So let me backtrack even further. When we moved up here to Florence, which is coming on 2 years, we moved up here in the middle of the pandemic. We didn't know anybody and all of that stuff. We moved up here to come, and my husband took a job with a friend. And then 2 days after we got here, the friend was like, by the way, I'm leaving. So we had left everything that we had known, the area that we had lived in I had lived in since 2009, and my husband had lived in even longer. We had left that area, and it was just hard. It was hard doing that in the middle of the pandemic. It was hard moving, leaving everything we knew, and then the one thing we did know here, being like, bye, see you later. So it's been a challenge since we moved up here, but we really fell in love with the area. I've shared before that this area is really, especially for the South, for the Bible Belt, the South, it really is full of culture here. A lot of Native culture, a lot of, just so many different cultures represented here. And you have the music industry. It's like really, really a cool sort of melting pot kind of area. It is still very much the South. So let's keep that in our mind, but I will digress. It's just a lot represented here, and I appreciate that. And people are super friendly, and we've enjoyed it here. So we made the decision. My husband was working to stay in the area. And this is something that we hadn't, even though we lived in the area that we had come from for, 10 years, more than 10 years, we still hadn't like been like, oh, let's buy a house and let's stay, like it wasn't like a thing. And then my husband really wanted to show commitment to the place that he was working at, even though his friend had left. He was like, I want to show commitment to where I'm working at. And we were like, let's just do it. Let's find a house to buy. We were unhappy with where we were renting. So we were like, let's do it. And we had sort of accidentally found this house that we're in now. And there were so many beautiful things that happened because like we just didn't plan on this house. We had gone to look at several houses. We went to look at that old house. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this last year when we went to go find we went to go look at this really old house that was built in the late 1800s, and nobody had been in there a really long time. And I swear to God, I was haunted for a week after that. You guys remember that story? Anyway, I was sick. And what happened, and what I realized happened was I had made a joke. I had made a joke in the house when we were visiting this house. I had made a joke because we are vegan, and the person that owned the house initially was like a rancher, like a cattle, like he had a cattle thing, sold all the cows for meat and everything else. And I was like, and I made a joke about, wouldn't it be funny if the vegans bought this house? I mean, it wasn't. Don't make jokes in old houses, people, because you never know who is listening. Okay. And I was sick for like a week and a half after that. Anyway, it was a whole journey. And then I hadn't even looked at this house because I made it a point when we were looking for homes. I am not going to look at anything outside of my price range. I'm just not going to do it because I get my hopes up on things. Okay. Like if I go window shopping at the store, let me know if you guys are like this. If anybody out there is like this, I will go window shopping at a store and I will see something that I love. And if I don't look at the price tag to see if that's something that I'm willing to spend my money on, by the way, that's a little mindset trick right there. Not that I can afford, that I'm willing to spend my money on, right? If I don't look at that price tag first, I'm like, and I get all wrapped up in it and I can see myself in the outfit, right? And I love it and everything. And then I go, oh, and then you have that wah moment when you look at the price tag. So I made it a point when we were looking at houses to not look at anything outside of what we were willing to spend on a house. But our realtor was like, listen, you got to come look at this house. And I know that it's out, just come look. And I'm glad she did because we came and looked at it, and the owners really needed to sell like yesterday. Because this is a big house. It's a huge yard. I think I may have shown pictures and stuff before. It's a really big house, really big yard. And it was just the two of them, and they were retired and health issues and all this stuff. They could not keep up with this shit. I can barely keep up with it, I'll be honest with you. But they couldn't keep up with it anymore. And when we came to look at the house, this office, she had on this shelf a whole bunch of cardinal statues and everything everywhere. Okay. And then I've shared before over here, you can kind of see it in my glasses a little bit, but there's 3 huge windows. It's the entire wall is windows here, but it's like bowed out. It's like it's not flat is what I'm saying. It's like this, there's 3 of them, and there's a bird feeder outside the window and a whole bunch of bird seed and cardinals just flying up to the window everywhere. Now, I have shared before several times how much what an incredible relationship I had with my grandmother and how important she was to me. And there's just so many things that I could say about her, but we had an incredible relationship. She was a huge person in my life, and her favorite thing was cardinals. She had cardinals. In fact, I have a gray jacket of hers that has cardinals going down the side. And it is also a spiritual symbol. If you guys are not aware of, like, animal totems and things like that, cardinals are a symbol of religion, which my grandmother was a devout Catholic, and cardinals also are a sign from that a loved one is near that has passed. I don't know how much you guys know about that, but that's, it's a thing that's looked at as a symbol. So cardinals everywhere, cardinals all over the shelf, statues here, cardinals coming up to the window. And I walked in here and I didn't even care. I didn't even see the rest of the house, right? Didn't even see the rest of the house. And I come in here and I'm like, this is my office. And I just knew. And that was it. It was so many signs, and it's huge. It is huge in here. This little area behind me is like a quarter of this size of the shelf. And then there's a whole other side where I used to record. And then you guys have seen by the window where the Christmas tree was. And there's a closet in here, and there's a door that goes out to the garage over here, and a door that goes out to the patio over here. So it's meant to be like a sunroom. This was actually this part of the house, and the bedroom above me, which is my daughter's. This was all built on to the original house later on. This was not originally here, but it's meant to be like a sunroom, whatever. But I was like, this is my office. This is mine. And so I claimed it. I claimed it. And now I am sharing this office with my husband. So it's been like this whole long road. And so we bought the house, and we were really getting settled here. And we were starting, because once you buy a house, like, that's a big chunk out of pocket. Like, you got a lot of stuff going on there. And so we started to save again. We started to really feel good about where we were at. And then in June last year, we got COVID. And we all 8 of us were sick. And at the both same time, my husband had lost his job. Because it's not enough to have COVID and then have to deal with job loss as well. So we had a good couple of months away, and also so normal expenses during those couple of months, and then the expenses of not having a job. Okay. And so it was a couple of months of just completely draining us. And so we were starting after that. And when he started his new job, we were starting fresh again. And going from nothing. And so then it was just a couple of months of playing catch up and really trying to figure out, like, how are we going to get back to where we were? And then the whole bottom fell out right before Christmas when he lost his job again. So when he lost his job, when he was laid off, we were starting, we had nothing. It was a completely different situation. So that's why I've been saying this whole time, like, it's been this huge challenge to practice what I preach of finding the joy, of purposely finding the joy anyway. Because when you literally are feeling like you're at the bottom, when you've got health things going on, the finances are all screwed up, the relationships, you're like, who do I even trust? Because when stuff like that happens, it's just true colors come out in relationships. And I would love to actually see the Jacksons talk about that on Divine DNA. Relationships when times get hard, because when challenges come up, because it's hard to know who you can trust. And you see, like I said, you see people's true colors come out, and you don't really know, you think that somebody's there for you, and then they might not be, or people that you didn't think would be there for you are. And so it's been a whole experience for us. And so I'm really so thankful today that my husband starts his new job. I'm so thankful that he gets to work at home. And this is something we have been begging for. Like, we have been begging, praying, wishing and hoping and thinking and praying. You guys know that song? We've had the good vibes out there. And so he starts his new job today. And we were able to get some help and get some help for our family in this time of transition. It's not something we're going to need for very long, but we were able to get some assistance in that way. And then the Breakthrough Show Network has been expanding. And so that's happening here. Very excited about that. And it's been able to add to, helping all of us as a family and everything else. So I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about like the kind of newness of today, the freshness of today. And I love it. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful today. I'm very, kind of honestly quieter than I thought I would be. I thought I would be a little, well, it's early in the show. Give it time. Give it time. So listen, Anne-Marie says, I am joyful that my blood work is leveling out to normal. I am healing. Yes, we are so excited about that. And Anne-Marie says, my grandmother loved hummingbirds. That's amazing. I love hummingbirds as well. I do not have your phone, sir. Live on the show. I didn't know those things about cardinals and what a huge spiritual sign. I know. And it was just like, of all the houses, we weren't even going to look at this one, and just cardinals everywhere. And the other thing I will share about that is that there is a butterfly garden that the owners have out here. We're the owners now. Hello. The old owners had, there's a big bush that's a butterfly, and then a bunch of flowers that are butterflies like them. Okay. And, obviously there are tons of different kinds of butterflies, and my symbol for my brother, when I feel like he's present, is, the yellow butterfly. And there were yellow butterflies everywhere. So it's like cardinals and yellow butterflies outside this entire window. And then let's add one more sign to this. A squirrel came up to the window, and y'all know how I feel about squirrels, because the squirrel is my spirit animal. It's not really my spirit animal, but it's a joke. So a squirrel came up to the window and just sat there and looked in the window at me as if to say, you are home. I can't make it up. So that's how I knew. I didn't even look at the rest of the house. I had claimed this as my office. We went right out because the previous owners had taken that bird and squirrel feeder with them. So we went right out and got one. One day in the spring, I will, instead of doing Fluffy Friday, we'll do Feather Friday, and I will put the camera out, and so you guys can see my view out here, and you'll see all the cardinals and the butterflies and all that in the spring. You guys will love it. So we'll do that one Friday in the springtime. Thank you. I appreciate that, Anne-Marie. It's been a whole moment. It's been a moment. Yes, a good show topic, right? Because when we go through hard times, it's so important to, like, how do we figure out who we can trust? What do we do in these hard times when the people we thought we could trust, maybe it's not what we thought, and it's hard. Anyway, yes, good topic. Love butterflies. I'm telling you, right? It's all of these things, all these times. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. I've got Black History segment. I've got social media. I want to point out this really fun group I found on Facebook for a little flashback. Facebook Flashback Friday. I can't English. And I'm hoping we'll have Fluffy Friday, but Miss Stuffle Snuffles is playing around in her box. And so she hasn't come back over to her other area yet, but I'm hoping that she will, so then we can see her and say good morning as well. If you want to join the show, head over to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button, and we'll be right back after this. Stay tuned, you guys.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every month for exclusive programming, where we invite you to go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and today is Friday, February 11th, 2022. We're super excited to have you here for Project Joy Live today. Don't forget, we are live every single Friday or every single weekday. Not Friday, we're here Friday, every Friday, but yes, every single weekday, 7 a.m. Central Time. And we also have several other shows on the Breakthrough Show Network that we're super excited to bring to you. And we would love to give you notifications about those, insider info, and of course, special offers and behind the scenes stuff. We would love for you to join our text community by texting the word breakthrough to 256-685-7092 in the US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. 256-685-7092. If you are outside of the US, Canada, and Puerto Rico, or you don't want to receive text messages, we would love for you to join our Discord server to chat with other fans, meet past guests, and hosts from the Breakthrough Show Network. Just go to bit.ly/Discord Breakthrough. bit.ly/Discord Breakthrough. All right. So another reminder, you can join us live on air for this segment. Just go to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button to share a moment of joy or gratitude live on air today. So my friend Linda's here this morning. Good morning, Linda. She says, yellow butterflies are what I see on my worst days of missing Jimmy. I know that Linda lost her husband. And so I love that she sees the yellow butterflies as well. I love it. I love it. I'm hoping Miss Duffels comes over and plays with us this morning. We shall see. So I want to have a little fun for just a moment here. And I hope that they don't do anything with my channel when I play this, but I had to do this morning. So I've shared before, I'm a very nostalgic person, and this is why we do Throwback Thursday, the last Thursday of every month with Kevin Kiley. I love older music. I love specifically 70s, 80s, 90s. I just love looking back at all that stuff. I literally, as we speak, I have a metal slinky that I have to go over and untangle. You guys have any memories about the metal slinkies? It was worse than when we would get the plastic slinkies. Okay. We'd have the plastic slinkies and slinkies are annoying to untangle no matter what, but the metal slinkies are a special breed, and they are hard. So we're bringing the nostalgia here. My kids tangled the metal slinky, but I went looking for specifically some 80s and 90s groups on Facebook, and I found one, and I found my spirit person. Okay, because when a song comes on from the 80s and 90s that gets me moving, I start moving. I dance like no one's watching, let me tell you. And it is fun and it is hilarious. So I have to share with you this little segment that I found on Facebook in a 90s group this morning. You guys got to check this out. Are you ready? Hold on a minute. I hope I shared the sound. Let me make sure that I shared the sound. Let me make sure that I shared the sound first, because you can't do this without the sound. Yep. Okay. Audio shared. Here we go, you guys. Ready? This is so me.
Hey, Mufasa. Oh, my God. You better kill it. You better kill it. Show me something.
I mean, my whole day. It's so me. It's so me, you guys. It's so me. Right? I'm trying to say. I was like, yes, because I will be like fine, right? I will be fine, and I will be sitting like just minding my business, and then a song will come on, and I'm like, oh shit! And I get up, and that's it. That's it. So good. Oh, thank you, Jason, for the reminder. I need to do Saturday birthdays today. Crap. I forgot all about it. Okay. Oh my God. So this is from a group on Facebook. I didn't even play my little social media intro here. I've got my bad. You can find this group called 90s Nostalgia. 90s, it's a public group. You don't even have to join, but you can follow it or whatever. 90s Nostalgia. That's where I found this little video. I'm going to put it in the comments down here for you guys. You guys can join them on Facebook. Remember, we talked about finding the joy and how important it is for us to be active in that. We just talked about this earlier on the show. If you want to see certain things in your news feed, you have to participate in it in order to see things. You know, that's how the algorithm works. So you guys can join that Facebook group. But there are some funny things in this group. I saw another one that was like, Pizza Hut was great in the 90s, but I really wish I could get my hands on some 90s school rectangle pizza. You guys remember the rectangle pizza on pizza? Did anybody like that? I actually preferred, we had sub sandwiches on, or we had grinders called grinders in Connecticut. What do y'all call a sub sandwich? You call it a sub, a grinder, a hoagie? What do you call it? I have to know. But yeah, so I like the pizza, but I preferred the Thursday grinders instead. I liked that day better. What was your favorite school lunch day? There's also an image in the group. It says you can only pick one movie out of Cruel Intentions, Clueless, Legally Blonde, or Mean Girls. I can't do it. It's not right. I just can't. So yeah, there's a lot of really fun things in that group. You need to check that out. Oh, look, my husband found his phone. He was just in here. I was like, do you have my phone? I'm like, no, I do not have your phone. Yes, 90s nostalgia. Anne-Marie calls them delicious. It doesn't matter the name. I agree, Anne-Marie. But there is actually a big thing. We should talk about this at some point on another Friday for another Flashback Friday. We called them grinders. And it actually originated where I grew up in Connecticut. So we'll talk about that one day. I'll save it for another time because otherwise I'm going to go down a Flashback Friday rabbit hole. Yeah. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in that group. Check it out. It's not something, you don't have to live back in the 90s, but it's fun to look at it for sure. Clueless. I like the Clueless. It's so hard for me to pick though, because my girls really like Mean Girls. And my girls really like Mean Girls. And so it's kind of like it's a thing with us. But then Legally Blonde was anyway. I don't know. I can't. But yeah, I really do like Clueless because I guess did that start it all for all of those ones? I think that might have been the earliest one, or maybe Cruel Intentions was first. Yes, Cruel Intentions was first because Reese Witherspoon was younger in that one. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'll have to look it up the date. And so you guys, Angelique called them hoagies. Okay, so we've got hoagies. There's po' boys. What else do you call them? Grinders, sub sandwiches, submarines. Anyway, we will have to go down that rabbit hole one Friday. The 90s were everything. I agree. 80s and 90s, like late 80s, early 90s were like it for me. That was it. Anyway, let's digress from that this morning. Okay. So I want to share with you guys a couple things. I don't want to share this page. Because it's somebody's personal Facebook page, and I don't want to I don't want to do that, but I'm actually going to reach out to this person and let them know. But I don't want to show them on the screen in case they don't want to be shown on the screen. So I'm going to show a picture this morning, and I'm going to read to you what they said. And the reason why I want to share this for our Black History segment this morning is that I think it's really important for us to look locally to where we are for history and things that have happened, and not just look outside of where we are, because there's history local. Oh, listen, Dorothy's here this morning. So much joy, you guys. Dorothy is going to be the third guest on our new Breakthroughs Around the World series for the Breakthrough Show. I'm so excited. Listen, Dorothy, if you want to come on the show this morning, I will twist your arms. Yes. You can go to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button, and you can join live on air with me this morning. Okay, so Dorothy's amazing. Make sure you watch for her in March, third week in March, third Friday. So it's really important for us to talk about what's local to us. Okay, what's, not just look for history outside of where we are, but what's local to us. So I'm going to share this. I know it's probably going to be really hard to see on the screen, but these are actually these are news little blurbs that used to be in the newspaper a long time ago, and I think the article shares that the year and all that. So I'll get to that in just a minute. But these were in the paper. And so as we talk about Black History Month, I wanted to read about this. And so these words are the person that posted. These are not my words. These are not, and it's just the person that posted. Many talk about the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. However, my hometown of Florence, Alabama had its own Black Wall Street as well. Florence was home to over 40 Black-owned businesses from 1865 to 1940. This included 9 medical professionals of dentists, pharmacists, and physicians, each with their own practice. Women like Bessie M. Foster owned a theater, salon, and hotels. Ben Thomas's Negro restaurant was the place to eat, although there were over 5 other Black-owned restaurants in Florence. William H. Dismuke, I don't know how to pronounce that well, so I'm just going to say William H. Dismuke and Jake Witch both owned separate grocery stores. There were Black-owned newspapers like The Watcher, published by AME Church pastor Reverend J.W. Williams. Also in 1867, Florence had 5 Black police officers. Men like James Thomas Rapier would go to the U.S. House of Representatives. Elder Gregory Ricks was the first Black landowner in Northwest Alabama. The Jesse Patton family had the largest livery, feed, and sale stables in Florence. He had the contract with the city to stable the horses for the Florence Fire Department. In April of 1901, Patton was one of 3 Florence businessmen to install synchronized electric clocks, which were regulated each day from Washington, D.C. via the Western Union Telegraph. And at some point, he got telephone service in the stable. I typed this to tell the story of Tulsa. However, look in your own backyard, because I promise you, Black folks were doing amazing things in spite of being second-class citizens as well. And I love that. I love just the whole message when I saw that post of looking in your own backyard for history, don't just look around the world, but look at what's right near you. And I didn't know about a lot of this stuff. So I also found, remember when I was sharing, I think I can get this really quick for you guys too. So hang on. Also, I'm going to put down, Dorothy, I'm going to put in the link below. Hold on. I'm going to put in the link below. There's the comments, you guys. If you want to join Dorothy, just go to that link and then click you'll see a button that says join live. So remember, I was sharing with you about the coffee cemetery that's over by the Walmart down here. The Walmart, that's that's how we do. Okay, so apparently, I'm gonna have to go over to assuming, because I do know from history that a lot of times the slaves would take the names of their slave owners. And so I do know that much. So I'm going to assume that he was from the coffee cemetery, the coffee plantation. I'm going to assume. So I'm going to share that with you in just a minute as well. My friend Dorothy is joining us this morning, all the way from Belgium. So we're going to say good morning to Miss Dorothy.
Hello,
I
it's me.
just saw you yesterday.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I shared with Dorothy that one of my favorite recordings I think I've ever done for the Breakthrough Show. So I'm very excited for you guys to hear it because she has a poem that's amazing, and maybe we could convince her to read it before the end of the show.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think I know it by heart. So yeah, I've got it here. I've got it
I
here.
was going to ask you that yesterday, and I forgot if you knew it by
I've got
heart.
it here.
There it is.
Yes, I don't usually know my poems by heart, so but this one I have learned by heart for the TEDx talk and that type of thing. So
Yes.
so and I kind of share it regularly. So it's good to know it by heart. It's much better if you can say it in an integrated way rather than reading it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good to see you this morning. I wanted to finish sharing this really quickly for everybody. So I shared about we've been doing segments for Black History Month here in the United States every morning on the show for this month. And over by the store here, there is a historical marker that I had never noticed before. And I went over to finally read it one day while I was waiting to pick up an order for somebody. And I wouldn't have known what it was out there, but it was a slave cemetery. And there were over 140, I think, slaves buried there. But you would never know because there's no obvious markers or anything like you would see in a normal cemetery. And then right across is the cemetery for the plantation owner's family, which is very ornate and, and so you can see just the stark contrast of how the disrespect even in the afterlife of these human lives. And so anyway, when I was going to find the information for this morning, and I will share with you guys his picture for this show. So this is Lawson Coffee. And like I said, I've got to do a little more research because I'm going to assume that he was from the coffee plantation over here. But it says that Lawson Coffee was once enslaved in Florence, Alabama, but Coffee escaped and fought for the 110th Regiment United States Colored Troops during the Civil War. And there was documents that show he was promoted to colonel of Company A, and then he was finally discharged from the Army. But it says that if I go over to Pope's Tavern, that I will be able to see his actual discharge papers and read about some of these things. So I'm going to do that for you guys. I'm going to go over to Pope's Tavern, and I'm going to come report back for another segment and share with you guys what I found, because you guys know I like to go on these little excursions for you. Do you like to go and visit like different historical places where you are, Dorothy?
I'm a pretty bad visitor of my own country, but I do. Especially I think cemeteries have something very special as well, and there is one that is that I just went to recently, and it's close to my place, and I hadn't been there, and it's quite fascinating. It's sad sometimes, when you see. You kind of see also history through the cemeteries, and so that's I found very, very interesting. And my preference is to visit with somebody who is actually from the place, local, who can explain the story. But I also like your idea of the going on an investigation, on a tour, and finding out more, because I do agree with you that connecting locally and having a better understanding of life in your neighborhood is so important, to contribute locally. I mean, that's something I've started doing only recently, and I get a lot of joy out of that. And on your topic, and I'm coming here maybe like a hair in the soup, and I see that the lighting is bad because of the
Oh, you're fine.
beautiful sun outside, which gives me joy. Um, recently, last year, I wrote like a found poem, and a found poem is based on pieces of words that you find in magazines and so on. And I took one article that spoke about how COVID-19 hollowed out a generation of Black men.
Mm.
And I thought that was a really powerful article. And I wrote a poem with, I don't know if I can, maybe I can share you the link.
Yes.
Yeah. The I mean, it's in an article. The article in itself is not so very interesting, but the image is, and it's the one I put on Instagram, so that works. So it's
Okay, I'm gonna share that.
Yeah, a few. And so that was also, it's also a way to honor, and I mean, honor is to pay, to honor, to pay tribute, but also to realize how much we still have to do, because this speaks about Black men in the community who are very active, who are contributing a lot. Often they may have um, obesity, or other sort of problems, because they're spending all of their hearts, all of their work, all of their life goes towards the community, towards supporting a family, that type of things. And they were, at least when I wrote the poem, they were being hit hard by COVID. So that may be something to share or to know about. I don't know. So the article is really very, very interesting to read, and I can read the poem if I can read it here. I'll try to put it.
Yes.
So it says to young Black, and all of the words come from the article. So there's nothing I've added or changed or anything like that, but they come from various places. To young Black men, an ordinary man with big responsibilities. He carried extra pounds of love in his heartbeat. Time and again, over the years, he would get out of bed, working non-stop to lift others along with himself. His blood vessels carried the stress of care. Accomplishing the near impossible, he persisted. He died of COVID-19 related respiratory distress. And there's a quote, "I worked too hard," he said, his non-official cause of death.
Wow. You never cease to amaze me, Dorothy. It's beautiful and heart-wrenching at the same time.
Yeah. That's why. I mean, I didn't know this would be part of the of what you were saying, but it felt right to share it now.
Yes, beautiful. Well, we've been trying really hard to I made the commitment to share something about Black history every morning on Project Joy throughout this month. And I agree. One of our Breakthrough Show Network host, Shiraz, came on a couple days ago, and he's in Canada. And I asked him if they have like a Black History Month up there or something like that. And he said no. But he's of the opinion, and I agree with him, that if we just taught the whole history, and the rainbow of history from the beginning, we wouldn't have to do this. We wouldn't have to, carve out a place because it would be taught from the beginning. And so I agree with him that we can do better, I think, as
Definitely.
people.
Yeah. I was just to maybe to continue the thread. It's not just in the States; it's a bit everywhere. In Belgium, we have, of course, a strong colonial past, which is something we have to find a way through, I guess, because it's a weight, and it's something that I'm not very proud of. But also we have lots of people from Congo, amongst others, who went to war for us, right? They participated to World War One, World War Second, and there is a memorial in Brussels, very close to where I live. And so on the 11th of November, when we celebrate armistice, there's always a big crowd around, the more official kind of ceremonial places. But there is this little place where there is a statue especially for the African soldiers who participated and who helped us, and also it goes back also to the history of the colonial history and so on. And there's always just a few people there, a small community, not many white people going there. So I've been there once. I hope to go more, because I think it's very important to just stand for love, stand in unity for everyone, and not just for whoever has the same beliefs or the same background, or
Yeah, I think that's a really important point too, that when we talk about Black history, this isn't just a United States thing. It's everywhere. And we can, there are issues everywhere, and there are beautiful stories everywhere, and lots of history and all of that as well. So I thank you for bringing that perspective this morning too, because we don't often get to hear that on here. And that's, such a theme for this year. That's why we're doing the breakthroughs around the world, and all of that is bringing all of us together and making us maybe not so far apart from each other, even though physically we are, but not in our hearts. I love it as well. Well, if you ever get a chance, she's watching right now, Angelique, that's part of Divine DNA. Divine DNA is one of the shows on the Breakthrough Show Network, and Angelique and her husband Donnell do a show Wednesday evenings. I think you're probably sleeping at that time over there.
Probably. Like it's 3 p.m. now, so you can calculate.
Yes. If you ever get to watch the replay, they talk a lot about relationships, and they talked about health and wellness this week, because if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we be in relationships, kind of thing. And so they have a great show that you can check out as well. Cool. So yeah, we've been doing that segment every morning, and I've really learned a lot that I was not aware of. And I think if we can continue, those of us who have a platform, continue to create a space where everyone is welcome, and also to do our best to share knowledge and what we know, then it will be more out there, and people will know and learn new things.
Yeah.
It'll be good. When are you hosting any poetry workshops coming up anytime?
Not virtually in English. I mean, I have a second part of a workshop on Wednesday, but that's with a group that's already done the first part and so on. But soon, I mean, I respond to requests. so, but yeah, I definitely will be doing some more workshops. So
let us know in the listen. Let us know in the comments if you want to go to one of Dorothy's poetry workshops, and I will harass her until it happens.
Yeah, and even if it's in the middle of the night, it's such a great thing to be able to connect people with their creativity, to have these words flowing. Yeah,
I love it.
We might be doing a live LinkedIn with Darren. So tonight, I did one on Instagram with a friend, but that was in French. So we've taken this habit of doing spontaneous live, so nobody knows about them, but we have a bit of a chat. We play some music. Darren has some incredible music, and we write a poem. So we give ourselves a challenge or an idea, and then we write live, and then we share the poem. So it can be any type of things, and any results is good, because we're just there to have a break from the day. Really,
I love it. Well, I mean, always tell me, like, always. You don't have to announce it to anybody else. Just always tell me, and then I can go if I can.
Normally, like in hopefully in 3-4 hours, something like that will be online, but that depends a little bit on work and that type of things. But
yeah, very good. Do you know anybody who has a birthday today, Dorothy?
The 11th. No, my best friend was on the 8th. I think that's the
Okay.
same as you, isn't it? Or
No, mine's the 4th.
the 4th, the 8th. No, and my partner is on the 13th. So
Oh, okay.
we're just in between. Yeah, no, not on the 11th.
2 days, right?
In 2 days' time, yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, we will you'll have to give me their name, and then we can add them to our birthday list for Monday. Listen, so Jason reminded me that we usually do Friday and Saturday birthdays on Friday, but the problem is that my list for today is really long. So we're just going to have a super long list on Monday. So we're going to do Saturday, Sunday on Monday as well. And I'm going to run out of breath by the time we finish our birthday song. But today's birthday, actress Jennifer Aniston's birthday is today. And she's in her 50s and looks fabulous. I mean, Jennifer's done very well for herself. Taylor Lautner, were you guys team Edward or team Jacob from the Twilight series? That is my question. For you guys that are watching, let me know. But it's Taylor Lautner's birthday today. Music artist Khalid birthday is today. A lot of music artists' birthdays today. Brandy. We love Brandy. We were talking about some 90s nostalgia earlier. Singer Kelly Rowland.
Mm-hmm.
And then without him, we would not be able to see our beautiful faces. Thomas Edison's birthday was today. Thank you for the light bulb. We have actor Burt Reynolds, who passed in 2018. His birthday is today. Politician Sarah Palin's birthday is today. She's well known here in the States.
Here as well.
Oh, really? Y'all know about her out there too. Sarah Palin's birthday is today. Aubrey O'Day from the music group Danity Kane. Speaking of nostalgia, do you guys remember? Let me know in the comments if you remember the show Making the Band. I think Puff Daddy put that together, and I can't remember if it was on MTV. I think it must have been on MTV. But he had Making the Band, and he put the group together. Danity Kane. Aubrey O'Day is one of the members. Her birthday is today. Another singer, Sheryl Crow. Birthdays today. And then actor Matthew Lawrence, birthdays today. You guys might know his brother Joey Lawrence, who was on Blossom. And then so his brother Matthew Lawrence, but he was on Boy Meets World and lots of other shows. So Matthew Lawrence. And then in the celebrity world on my Facebook page, we have my friend Brandy Stewart, birthdays today, Rebecca Wood. And then I also had a special birthday request this morning for I call her my replay queen. Miss Sylvia watches every show that I've ever done on the replay because she's a night owl. She's not up this time of morning. She watches in the middle of the night. And
she can join my shows then.
Yes. Yes. Her granddaughter, I believe, Ellie Thompson, has a birthday as well. And so she's going to come over her house today, and she want to make sure when she watches this that she hears her birthday as well. So happy birthday, Ellie Thompson. I don't have my phone to do my sound effects today because I tried to put the phone. So on Fridays, Dorothy, we have Fluffy Fridays, and my cute little lion head bunny makes an appearance, but she's like the groundhog today. She's not making an appearance. She's not, okay. She's not there.
Oh.
She's like, I'm not coming on your show today. She's over on the other side of the room. So she's not making an appearance, but so I don't have my phone to do my sound effects this morning because it's over in her not participating in the show today. But we will do this anyway. We have to sing the long. This is a lot of birthdays today. This is why we can't do Saturday at the same time. Okay. Are you guys ready for birthdays? Okay, here we go. My drum roll without my phone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer Aniston, Taylor Lautner, Khalid, Brandy, Kelly Rowland, Thomas Edison, Burt Reynolds, Sarah Palin, Aubrey O'Day, Sheryl Crow, Matthew Lawrence, Brandy Stewart, Rebecca Wood, and Ellie Thompson.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to you. Yes. Yes, you got an extra sing along today, and I didn't run out of breath. Very good. Very good. What are your
impressive?
Thank you. You have plans? You're going away for the weekend, Dorothy?
Yeah, we're going to go away a bit, an hour and a half from here, but the landscape is quite different, and just having a nice day, a nice walk, just take a break from our life because we haven't been away for a while, of course, due to all these COVID circumstances. So it will be good to be walking outside and just being somewhere else, basically for a couple of days.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And celebrating birthdays.
Yes.
That'll be nice too. Are you going to have cake?
We are going to have desserts for sure. I have no idea what, but I'm sure there will be some very nice dessert there, but probably not cake, I think.
No, that's always the topic of conversation here, though, because I love cake, and we're always talking. When it was my birthday on the 4th, we had a bunch of people come on the show, and I asked everybody, "What's your favorite flavor of cake?" So I must hear from you, Dorothy. What's your favorite flavor of cake?
Well, I would say cheesecake at the moment would be a favorite. Yeah,
I will agree. I will agree.
Cheesecake, and I love the cherry or apricot kind of carré, which is it's a croûte. It's just a pie with cherries or fruits. Yeah, very simple.
God, I'm in so much trouble if I ever come over. I'm in so much trouble. I want to eat all the food. All right, you guys. Well, it has been another fantastic episode this morning. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for coming on impromptu and joining us. But that's why I love this show, because I never know. I said to someone the other day, I said, they were like, oh, well, when can I book in to come on? I said, I don't book anybody to come on. It's whoever's up and wants to feel like sharing joy today. And she's like, that's dangerous. That's just, you just give people the link. And I'm like, yeah, just, I live in the danger zone.
Yeah, you can always expel them,
Right. I mean, I'm in charge. I can say goodbye. I can kick them out.
Yeah.
It's what it is. But it's been another great episode today. Thank you guys for joining in wherever you're listening from around the world today. Thank you, Dorothy, for being here. And I would love for you to finish the episode for us reading your poem for love.
Okay. I thought you had forgotten, but
nope.
So this is like the postcards that we put with it. And you can see there in the back as well.
Yes.
So, for love, I shall stand for love, even with a broken soul, even with a heavy heart. I shall stand for love, for the world is wounded, not just my little piece of land, where I'm mostly safe, where I am mostly well, but our world, everywhere, every day. I shall stand for love, so that our children may be safe, our friends may be sheltered, our borders may be open. I shall stand for love, even with a broken soul, even with a heavy heart.
Hey. So good. You guys, make sure you tune in to the March 18th episode of the Breakthrough Show, Breakthroughs Around the World, featuring Miss Dorothy. And she's going to be sharing about the origins of that poem, how it led her to the TEDx stage. We had lots of amazing conversation in our recording yesterday. So I'm very excited for you guys to see that. Make sure you tune in. Thank you again, Dorothy, for being here this morning. Thank all of you for watching wherever you are in the world. And I want to remind you, I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. Okay? Very important. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You've been tuned in to Project Joy Live with Jessica Dugas, your weekday morning talk show, inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes only on the Breakthrough Show Network. Binge all past episodes of Project Joy at projectjoypodcast.com. Until next time, help us spread the joy by sharing this episode, and we'll see you soon.
Hello to the Breakthrough Show. It's Shirley